Hey, what up, man of house? I just sent you an invite to speak. So I think you could just press the button on the bottom left and it'll bring you up here or accept the invite. Oh, he popped out. Oh no.
Hello.
Hey, oh, there you are. You made it up here.
Sorry about that. I my permissions were not set on my phone, so I had to dive out and then adjust the permissions so it could access the microphone and then dive in. I don't know. I don't use Twitter, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh well, maybe moving forward, it's like it'll become kind of a thing in your repertoire and in your go-to for just getting the word out there.
I will add it to my CV. Can now use Twitter. Thanks to Sin.
Yeah, I have to kind of say that like Twitter Spaces in particular are very, very good for musicians and DJs and artists out there. Very, very handy tool because it's a great way to network and connect with other creatives.
It's always been the weakest part of anything that I do. like social media in general, I'm just not so good. I'm okay at handling Discord and obviously Twitch, and that's about where my repertoire usually ends. But I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best, and it's a pleasure to join you.
Yeah, it is a pleasure to have you here. I think we both passed sound check on both streams and Dollhouse. So, would you like to take a moment, grab a drink or anything before we begin?
I am all set up. I've got my cup of tea and an orange juice next to me. I'm ready.
Ooh, got that OJ. Oh yeah, I believe it's 9 a.m. Saying hello to everyone that is listening right now. We have Fred, Kyle, uh, Cowboy Tom, Shelly Van listening in the space, and then we have Jason and Fred and Brittany in the Central Land right now. Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on week 19 of Music Matrix. I am really excited to see you all here this Sunday evening and morning, because we have a very exciting guest joining us today. It is a great pleasure to introduce Twitch DJ and house music addict, Man of House. How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's nice to meet you all on on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, this, I'm telling you, this is a very pivotal moment.
This is where my
Um,
networking game explodes. Thank you.
yes, yes. I mean that is definitely kind of like a hope here. Like for Music Matrix, it's about uplifting creatives, DJs, artists, of all kinds. So like, I'm very happy to have you here tonight.
Appreciate it.
Before we begin, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I guess, well, my name is Tom. That's my real name, or you can call me Mo, which many people online do, or Man of House. Either or, it all works. I'm originally from the UK, if you can't tell from the accent, but I'm living out in Japan. I've been living in Asia for the past 5 years. I've been DJing for, going on 12, 13 years now. Um, and yeah, I'm 33 years old, married, two children, and just trying to, take each day as it comes and do the best that we can.
That's awesome. And so, wow, like I'm just thinking, what a jump across the globe.
Yeah.
Like, being from UK and currently you're a resident, correct? Or residing in Japan?
Yeah, I'm officially a temporary resident, although I'm probably going to be here for most of my life now. I'm married to a Japanese national. I'm sure, yeah, we can get into that story in a bit. Um, so, yeah, I'm here for the long duration now. But it is pretty crazy when I think about it, because when I was living in the UK, I hardly traveled. Um, I didn't have a lot of money at that time, so never traveled to Asia. I hardly went on holidays outside of family ones when I was younger. In fact, believe it or not, I have only been to London one time in my life. Um, so yeah, it was a pretty crazy jump when I got the opportunity to meet a friend in Vietnam. I went over there, was like, okay, let's do the Asia experience, and ended up falling in love with it. And well, 5 years later, here I am. Oh no, 6 years later now, here I am.
Oh my God, I love that. And the friend that kind of brought you to Vietnam will later become your wife?
No, no. So actually,
Okay.
that friend is a bit of a lifesaver. There was lots and lots of crazy stuff happening in my hometown around that time. And yeah, it's a pretty long, deep story. But I was not in a good place, a good position, and it wasn't really my fault. I ended up losing my job and my house share because of stuff that happened. So my friend messaged me and was like, I've just heard about all this crazy stuff, Tom. What do you want to do? I was like, I'm not sure. I'm at my parents' house. This is the first time I've moved back in with my parents since I left when I was 18. And he said, well, Vietnam's really cool. I really like it here. Do you want to come? I was like, man, I would love to, but I haven't really got much money at the minute. I need to sort my life out. Blah 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 blah. Excuses, excuses. You know how you do. And he says, okay, stop. Look, I'll lend you some money. I'll lend you the money for the flight. Get over here. And yeah, he changed my life because of this, and because in the end I was like, how can I say no to this? Yeah, I went over and fell in love with Asia, and then while I was in Vietnam, I fell in love with a girl. The old classic story.
I love that. I love that. I mean, it's always good to have these friends that will support these great leaps in, like, an individual's life.
Oh, I'm so
Just
lucky. I have to say that. I have to put that out there. I'm really lucky, and I've tried to show my gratitude to him as much as I've could in the last 6 years. But you know what friends are like. He's like, nah, forget about it. He's a good dude, and I'm very very lucky to know him.
is he was he a childhood friend or kind of someone that you knew from living in UK?
Yeah, a friend from my university years. He didn't go to the same university as me, but he lives in the city where I went. So we ended up meeting through mutual friends and parties and that kind of thing. I've known him for, oh wow, like, yeah, about 13 years now, something like that.
That's awesome. So I guess before I begin the music questions, I'm gonna ask the questions I'm totally fanboying over right now, which
It's
is
okay.
which is What's your favorite part about Japan? I want to go to Japan so bad. I want to visit
Japan is
one day.
Japan is just in general, it's a lovely place to visit. I think my favorite part about Japan is I would say number one, the food, and number two, the the accommodating people. It's a bit of a complicated the second one though, and we can get into that if you want. But Japanese people are so amazing and hospitable and very polite. And when you know, like I said, I lived in Vietnam before that, and Vietnam is very opposite. People are straight, rude, and you know, will push in front of you in the supermarket whenever they like. So to go from that to Japan, it was like, oh my god, it's civilization again, right? Nothing against Vietnamese culture because it's amazing in its own right, but it's a very different way of doing things. I love as you can come to Japan as a visitor and you can feel like everybody takes care of you. I think that's really really good. The flip side of that though is living here. It can become a little bit fake, but that's more of like a Tokyo big city thing. When you speak to most normal Japanese people, they're normal people, you know. But that first impression as a visitor is like, wow, like everybody's looking out for each other. Everyone's aware of each other. People open the door for you or step aside on the stairs or um, little things like that. It really feels, yeah, feels different from where I come from.
Totally. And I guess I mean there are we could talk about like even different places like in the world that may even have that same sentiment as you mentioned with Tokyo, kind of like that fake feeling that it was like feels like it was just produced. I would say like Hollywood here in the US
I think
or Miami living.
I've never visited, you know, Miami or LA or places like this, but from what I understand is the fakeness is a little bit different. In Japan, it's more like a customer service fakeness. Like everyone's like really nice to you because that's what they're expected to be, and that can feel like, oh, I don't really know the people very well, right? That kind of fake. There's not so much flashiness here and like you know outward ego, but there is a lot of like conservative like protect yourself, if that makes sense. Like I can't reveal my true self because society expects me to be, you know, this nice, welcoming person. You can break that down when you speak to people, of course. But I think like yeah, there's a transition for a lot of people who live here. There's a transition from we're visiting and love Japan to okay, I understand this a little bit deeper now, and that's difficult to deal with. But once you deal with it, it gets easier again. Does that make sense? I hope I'm.
No, totally, totally. And I mean, I'm over here just thinking like I hope that one day I do get the opportunity to visit
I hope
Japan.
so. We
Um,
can. I will show you around Tokyo as much as I can. The very little that
let's
I know of
go.
it. But yeah, it's a wonderful country to visit. I highly recommend it to anybody, especially people who, you know, fanboy or girl over the kind of Asian culture style. Japan displays that stuff really proudly. You know, they love like the idea of like you know samurai and ninja and that kind of thing. They love that stuff and they actively like try and get tourists to participate in that. I remember the first time I met my now wife's parents. We came to visit, and they took me to a castle. And it's like you know a local one, let's say. It's not like a big special one. And is immediately in this castle, they're like, right, okay, you wanna dress up as a samurai? And I was like, what? I was like, isn't that like cultural appropriation? And they were like, no, 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 come on, come on, come on, come on. They dragged me into this like kids costume shop, and they paid for me to dress up as a samurai and walk around like an idiot all day. it was, it was, uh, it was amazing, funny, also like yeah, a weird way to meet my wife's parents.
Hey, I would be all for it, dressing up like a samurai. uh,
Yeah, the
but
little kid inside of me was like, yeah, 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 let's do it. But the adult on the exterior was like, are you sure? Is it okay?
uh, are you sure? Will people judge me? Like,
Yeah. But you know, that's pretty typical for Japan. They're really proud of their culture, their history, their heritage, and they love people who get involved with it. You know, but
Mhm.
the number one thing, like I said, is food, man. The food, if you like Japanese food, Japan is the best place in the world. So, yeah, incredible. I was very, very thin before I moved to Japan, and that's slowly changing.
Slowly changing, finding yourself eating more meals, enjoying different things.
Yeah, yeah. I've got you know, people say it's a beer belly, but it's actually a curry pan belly, which is like a curry bread snack that they have. For anyone who's not sure, it's amazing. But if you eat one a day, yeah, your stomach will grow faster than you can deal with it.
Oh man, I'll have to watch out for those on my trip to Japan one day.
Well, I will buy you one, but I will also apologize because it might start a new addiction. They are so nice.
I'll be coming back to the States trying to make my own.
Right.
So, how long have you been a DJ?
Yeah, about hmm, uh, let me do the maths. I guess I'm 33 now, and I got my first set of decks when I was 16, I think, 17. So actually, going on 16, 17 years, I think, if I've done the maths right.
Bro, that is I mean that is a long time to be DJing. And how were kind of like the beginnings of like your DJ career? Like did you play at shows like IRL, or did you kind of like jump right into streaming on
I
Twitch?
mean, there was no online streaming thing back then, right? I was still carrying a Nokia 3310 in my pocket back then. It's that long ago. Um, I yeah, I did IRL stuff and I was really involved with my local scene. I've actually got some friends in Nottingham. That's yeah, the city that I kind of grew up in. They were heavily involved with local stuff. One of them has a huge sound system, likes to put on drum and bass, jungle, and reggae nights. So I started out as a drum and bass and jungle DJ and just kind of fell in with them straight away. It was really active for about 6 years, and then yeah, started to try and deal with other stuff in my life, and it was always present, but I never pushed it harder than that. And actually, when I moved to Asia, I had almost quit. Um, a long story short, my first set of turntables got stolen um, about a year before I moved to Asia. Um, they they were Technic 1210s. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar, but they're legendary pieces of gear. They're proper vinyl turntables. And I had a really nice mixer too. And they got stolen. Someone broke into my house and stole them. So it kind of destroyed me a little bit. Again, didn't have a lot of money. I could definitely not replace them. They were worth a fortune by that point. Um, so yeah, it kind of destroyed me a little bit and stopped me from DJing. And then when I moved to Asia, I kind of picked up electronic DJing a little bit, you know, like a digital stuff on PC and you know, laptop based controllers. I did that a little bit, got back into it, and then discovered Twitch music. I've been listening and watching and streaming to Twitch with gaming for a few years, but I only discovered Twitch music about 2.5 years ago. I don't know how I missed it really, because I would have got into it as soon as I realized. But yeah, 2.5 years later, here we are.
Oh, sorry about that. I clicked on something weird and it took me somewhere. But I will get into kind of like your Twitch journey to this point. But I kind of wanted to bring it back a little bit to kind of, well, first off, tell you that I think you're an incredible DJ.
Oh,
And I feel like, and I feel like any DJ that is kind of like very talented at what they do has a passion and a great appreciation for music. So, I like if I may ask, at what age did you fall in love with music?
oh, now that is a very good question. For as long as I remember, um, I actually am pretty different in my family. My mum and dad, they like music, but it's not a big part of their lives. Um, Especially, you know, kind of in their adult years. My mum actually told me once that for any music lover, it is unbelievable. She said, if music was to disappear from the world tomorrow, I wouldn't care. And I was just like, what? How? How could anyone even contemplate that? Like, I couldn't imagine my life without music. It is the thing that gets me through bad days. It's the thing that like accelerates good days. It's the thing that motivates me. It's the thing that gets me to work. Like literally, you know, I listen to music when I'm on the train. I listen to music when I'm in my car. It's always there, and always has been for as far as I remember. I've gone through a lot of different phases, as you probably imagine. Um, I listened to rock when I was a kid and hip hop. Got into, and I was just sold. Yeah, I was gone. You couldn't get me back into other kinds of music again. I was electronic head for many years. It's actually only as I've got a bit older that I've started to open my ears up again to different forms of music and really love the whole of it. But I was an electronic head from, yeah, like 15 to like 25. Yeah.
I love kind of uh learning about you, like learning that that you have been interested in music even like as far back as you can remember. You didn't have the household influence of like your mom and dad uh kind of motivating, or not motivating you, but kind of being that figure of like, that music figure that you look up to.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next question. Like, was there anyone in your life that kind of inspired you to kind of like pursue this, or start DJing, or kind of like just told you that you can do it?
Um, there was one guy I used to hang around with at our local skate park when I was a kid. Um, like maybe 14, 15. He had a set of turntables and was known as like the local DJ. And I always kind of wanted to try it. And I talked to him a few times. And eventually he was like, you know what? Just come around to my house, have a go. Um, I wouldn't say he was like a big like role model, but he was definitely someone who opened the gate and was nice enough to just give me a go. We were very different in terms of like personality and in terms of style of music. Um, but yeah, he was the one who kind of enabled it.
That is awesome. I always like to learn about kind of how it started. Where did the inspiration come from? So let's see. My next question: Have you done any music production?
I've dabbled. I've got a few things I'm working on. I've never got to a point where I'm happy enough to release anything or to try and release anything. Yeah, it's a work in progress. Let's say. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, I do understand that feeling whenever you're the creator and you feel like what you're making is just not there yet or not good enough yet.
It's so
Um,
difficult because I have the great honor of playing amazing music every day, and I genuinely like a lot of the stuff that I do in the stream is trying to promote artists as much as possible, because I'm so grateful that I get the privilege to push that music to people. But the problem with that is when I make my own, I'm constantly comparing against them, and the bar of quality is right now it feels like it's infinitely higher than what I can achieve. I'm working on it, like I said. Hopefully, in the future, I can get to. I probably will never be fully happy. I understand that, but I want to be happier. You know.
Yep, yep. I do want to encourage, like, drop something, show it off to your friends. Like as a creator, like as we've been talking, like it's hard to see the value. Like and it's very easy to compare yourself to your friends, your talented friends, or the people that are around you. But in all honesty, one thing I can say is that no one no one brings to the table what you bring to the table, and that would be like yourself as a creator.
It's interesting and something I've battled with for a while. Like, how much does your own brain and your own ears lie to you? How much is subjective versus objective? Like there is a quality that you can kind of say, a lot of people will agree this is good, but whether they like it is different. So that's a subjective thing. But when it comes to making your own stuff, it's like, okay, where is that line between I know that this is good quality, even if I'm not sure that it will be successful?
Yep, exactly. It's that line. And it just I would say like this is just like personal experience with all my friends down here. Like don't don't be afraid to show the world what you are working on, even if you feel like it's not ready yet. It's that feedback from an outside source, it can be so valuable to the creating aspect of everything.
Thank you for saying that. It makes me feel better because there is a couple of people who are unlucky enough, let's say, quote unquote, that I will throw the stuff that I'm working on like at them and just be like, listen to this, tell me what you think. And I always feel bad because I'm constantly chucking stuff at them. But yeah, you were right. Like I need someone outside of my own head to go, I like this, I don't like this, or this sounds like it's finished, this sounds like it's not finished, right?
Totally. And Matt, like, hey, I always welcome you. Like, even here with the Central Land community, like we welcome you. Anyone is welcome, and show us your work. Maybe like even you never know. Like maybe even someone will help you kind of uh turn it into an NFT. Which would be something totally new for yourself. Correct?
An NFT, yeah, I've never even thought about that stuff. But yeah, I'll definitely get involved in the future.
So, as a DJ, what would you say are some of your strengths?
That's the job interview questions. It's always the one that I'm like, yeah, I think no, I think my biggest strength is like being able to adapt. I think that goes through DJing and real life. Um, I think, yeah, like I when it comes to DJing, I don't plan any of my mixes at all. I just go with the flow right there and then. And sometimes that's a bit of a state. Sometimes it's like I'm in the groove, as the saying goes. But most of the time, it's just the ability to adapt to the current situation and know where to go next. Um, yeah, in real life, I've been pretty successful with this. This is how I've survived out here in Asia. This is how I've been able to do a lot of the stuff that I've done, just because, yeah, ability to adapt. I think that's what I would say.
Yep. Adaptability is key, especially in the creative world. And I guess I guess the opposite side of that question, what are some skills you feel you need to that you're trying to sharpen or you're currently trying to sharpen?
It's a complicated question. In the Twitch world, then like hosting, it's been a constant, like I need to improve at this. It's not something that comes very naturally to me. I'm not like a natural public speaker. So being able to hop on the mic and interact with people on a personable level, that's really hard for me when it's the crowd that's there. I've had to spend a lot of time trying to self-improve on that. And I think I would say the same thing for the future, because I'm not 100% happy with how natural sounding it is. Yeah, I would say hosting on Twitch. When it comes to DJing in general, I think like being able to promote myself is also a bit of a weak point. I've let a lot of opportunities come to me. I'm not so good at chasing them down, and I know if I want to take my stuff to the next level, I need to get better at that side too. That second thing has been always a bit of a problem, but I'm getting better at it, kind of. I just need to I need to actively pursue more stuff rather than be a yes man and let things come to me. You know, I'll still say yes to stuff, but I need to be more active.
Yep, 100%. And so, okay, you had mentioned that you've been streaming on Twitch for about 2 years now.
On the
Um,
music side,
before on the music side, yeah, that I was gonna ask, like before DJing on Twitch, what was there like what wait, let me blah.
it's okay.
Before DJing on Twitch, is Man of House something that you evolved into, or kind of have you always been Man of House?
Yeah, yeah, something I've evolved into. As you guys can tell from my Twitter handle, this is an old Twitter now. I was called Mowgli for a while. I was just doing a play a game. Um, yeah, there's a music side to Twitch, and it was okay to DJ because for the longest time I was like, I had it in my head that anyone DJ'd on here, well, you just get taken down by copyright instantly. I didn't realize how much Twitch don't really care about it. But when I realized that there was a music side with active DJs, I
And I started like seeing DJs D
and I saw like in the top 5 people there was like 2 DJs. The Mixcloud for a while, but I was not happy with the quality. Then I discovered Switch Music, and I was like, right, okay, I'm just gonna let's just do this. In fact, I'll stop gaming for a while and I'll just focus on this.
I mean, it seems like you took the right step at the right time there. Um, kind of, have you explored streaming on any other platforms?
Yeah, I like I said, I did a little bit of Mixcloud, and I looked into doing YouTube, and I was gonna do Mixer. I was gonna try Mixer before I realized that that was a sinking ship. Um, and I've thought about trying Kick, but it looks like at the minute there's just not enough people in the music directory in Kick. Maybe I'll try it in 6 months when it's obviously the website's going to grow. The platform's definitely going to grow. I never did Instagram because that's a very particular type of DJ, which I don't think fits my branding. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, Reddit. Yeah, I did. I did Reddit for a while, which was 50-50 in my opinion. Half of it was an amazing experience, and the half of it was pretty trolly. I think they've shut that down now. RPAN, right?
Are we referring to kind of like the Reddit Live?
Yeah, RPAN. I think it was called.
I'm not sure if it's off. I haven't been on Reddit like in the last like maybe 6 months, but before that, I know I was seeing like people streaming in there.
I did it for a couple of months, and there was a couple of people that did it really successfully. They were doing RPAN streams for an hour and then taking over their audience to Twitch, and it was a way for a lot of people to grow quicker because the Reddit discoverability is amazing. I mean, I got front paged one day, and that was one of the most insane moments of my DJing kind of life because within seconds there was 8,000 people listening. And I was like, holy moly. Stay calm, breathe. It was yeah, it was a pretty big moment, but with that, I got the comments. I had to basically ignore them. Half of it was really nice, and the other half of it was just trolls. So the community over in Reddit, as we know, as anyone who uses Reddit knows, the community is 50-50.
Yep, yep. I mean, I myself have like a fear of like posting on Reddit, like my YouTube videos and stuff. Anytime that I've dropped them on Reddit, it's like I get some dislikes. But then
Got to unpack it and realize what is actually critical, what's not. When I think of that one stream, there's lots and lots of things that I just thought about for a long time after then. One of the comments was, what was it? Oh yeah, you look like you're having an epileptic fit. That was probably my favorite comment from the stream. Another one was, you look like Harry Potter's lost long inbred cousin. I was like, okay, that's also great feedback. Thank you. But no, seriously, I think about more of the people who was like, this is really good, but the mix was too fast, or it's a little bit jarring. This record is jarring, or something like that, right? You've got to kind of pick out those critical pieces of feedback and then learn how to parse them. This one makes sense. This one is completely irrelevant. Push it away, you know?
Yep, 100%. Yeah, it's like you have to filter the feedback. Yeah.
That's a good way of
Um,
putting it. Yeah.
and kind of you had mentioned Kick that you're thinking about it, perhaps maybe in 6 months. I wanted to kind of even like say even like attempt dual streaming in there and building a small crowd and watch it grow, because to tell you the truth, dude, like I am someone that likes to jump through, different music streams, and on Kick there I somewhat see the viewership there. Like, of course we don't have like the hundreds and thousands that you will see on Twitch, but there are some viewers there, and what I've noticed is that I don't know, I don't want to knock anyone's performances and stuff, but all I'm saying is that Man of House would destroy them. Like, you're bringing something sick to the table, and when it comes to Kick.
I mean, I'm just looking at Kick now. In the DJ category, there's 86 viewers. I think it's not ready yet. Personally, in my opinion, I definitely want to try.
But
I definitely want to try.
look in the music. Look in the music category.
Is there
That's
DJs in the music category as well?
that's usually where I like jump in, and I'll see like a mix of DJs as well as musicians, and
Oh
then
yeah, yeah, you're right.
that yep. How many viewers does that actually? Yeah, maybe
There's
I can take a look.
1,800, but a lot of them are in the 24/7 radio channels. This is the same kind of trend as what Twitch did. I mean, as I said, I discovered it a bit late, but then I did a lot of due diligence with looking at the history of Twitch music and how it's grown and what it's done and what it currently is. And it is something that I need to think about, because Twitch music for the longest time has been actually losing viewers. Not massively, but it's at the very least stagnating, if not slowly losing viewers. So if that trend continues, it's obviously not great. The pandemic was the thing that really, really helped Twitch music out. It exploded. People couldn't go out to clubs. They couldn't, enjoy the music that they usually enjoy. So Twitch music, yeah, exploded from that. Luckily, there's a huge community that's been left over that have fell in love with it. But slowly but surely, it's not something that Twitch promotes. That's the big problem. You occasionally see a music stream, like a piano or a production stream or something like that, featured on their front page, but it's not a common thing. Right now, Twitch seems to be pushing medium to big size gaming creators, creators that can grow an audience from YouTube and bring them over to their stream. That seems like the thing that they're really focusing on. So yeah, it's a bit of a concern for the future, but I don't think Kick is ready for a people yet. As I said, I think 6 months definitely. Maybe I'll try in a couple of months and see what the stream does. Dual streaming is an interesting idea, but I think with my partner contracts, I'm not sure if I've got exclusivity or not. I need to look into that.
Ah, I see. Okay, so yeah, once you reach the partner stage on Twitch, that does become kind of something to consider.
I believe I can. I believe I can upload a video instantly to another platform, but I can't stream live at the same time. I believe that's how it works. I know they did a lot of stuff with the contracts recently, though, so I need to look into it and maybe email the partner manager and stuff and just understand where I'm at that. Because a multi-stream would be easy to run, so...
Yep. Yeah, I mean, like, kind of, things like Restream kind of make it very, very easy to, like, stream to multiple locations at one time, multiple platforms at one time. For example, like, right now I'm streaming to Kick, YouTube, Twitch, Decentraland, and actually we have like a live stream on Twitter as well.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Have you got the Twitch stream up now?
Yes, I do. Um,
Sorry.
it is live right now. Yeah, no worries, no worries. And also, thank you to everyone that is here listening tonight. It's an honor to have you all here. And if you take a look at the pinned tweet at the top, it it's a tweet with all of Man of House's links to YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, SoundCloud. Make sure to click on those links, drop a like, follow, whatever it may be, and let's support our new friend here.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
So I have been lurking on your Twitch stream for a few months, I would say. Mainly just enjoying the music. I really love the vibe that you bring to your sets, the visuals in the back. It comes as a great surprise to me that like kind of like your sets that you had mentioned, your sets are more of a like they're never really planned out, but you just like get in front of the turntables and start going.
Yep. Pretty much
Um,
99%, 99.9% of mixers are not planned. In fact, because I'm doing 4 streams a week, and I've unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, that's not the right way to put it. Very fortunately, I've got a lovely adult life of responsibilities to deal with, like 2 little ones. I don't have a lot of time to sit and actively plan. If I was doing a big in IRL gig, it depends. If I was in a club, I would do my way. If I was doing like a big festival or an actual like this is 1 hour show, then I would probably plan something really good to put together. But I think a lot of the magic really of DJing comes from in the moment decisions and reacting to how people are. This in real life, that's a lot easier for me because I can see people's faces. I see if they're bouncing, I see if they're vibing. It took me a while to figure this out on Twitch and learn ways that I can engage people and then get feedback from them. And that's pretty difficult. But yeah, most of it's in the moment, and it's never planned.
that is awesome. And would you say it's kind of like the same concept or the same idea goes for like your uploads on SoundCloud?
Yeah, actually, at the minute, all of my uploads come from my stream. They're all my favorite streams. You know, they're the ones that meet the mark that I have for quality and consistency. Because sometimes I'll have an off day where maybe 3 or 4 mixes throughout my set just go really badly, or the vibe isn't quite there, the journey doesn't quite work. That happens sometimes. I think that's the flip side of never planning anything, right? But
Yep.
sometimes I do something and I'm like, okay, that set was really good. I really enjoyed that. And then I'll listen to it, I'll review, I'll make sure that it's up to scratch. And if so, I will push it up to SoundCloud.
That's awesome. I guess my next question to you, and this mainly comes like, from just chilling in your chat a lot. I always see a lot of returning viewers in the chat, just so hype and happy to be there and, happy to support. For if anyone knows me, like they know that like community is everything to me. So, what are some tips or insights that you can share with anyone for like growing a community on Twitch?
It's a great question. Yeah, I've got really strong opinions about this. I think community on Twitch is the most important thing. In fact, community on any social media platform is the most important thing. And I don't want to talk too negatively about any other creators or DJs or whatever, but I see far too many people just kind of like silently DJing and not even typing. And I think like at the end of the day, in this crazy world, in this corner of the internet, in this very niche interest, it is amazing to have somebody come and spend time in this space. I appreciate that they love the music, but there's so many great DJs online, and there's a YouTube that they can literally just type in exactly what song they want to hear and listen to it instantly. The fact that they want to come and chill with me and the community is a huge thing. So I'm it's really important to me that people get acknowledged for that, and I engage with every single person in the best way that I can. I don't treat the stream as just a number or a group. I try and treat like, okay, there are individuals here listening and watching. So, and actually it's funny, I've had some people say to me, especially real life friends that are not used to the Twitch world, they'll come in and then 30 minutes later, they'll message me, oh, I'm still listening, I just don't want to distract you. And I'm like, that's the distraction is what I live for right now. Like, that's, as I told you earlier, a big part of my journey is learning how to host. I need that practice. I need to keep pushing that. And I love it when somebody comes in and starts talking and interacting with everyone and answering questions or asking questions to me. I love it. I think it's amazing. It's really what enables a community to grow. There's so many things I could tell a DJ to try, but none of it is 100% guaranteed. You need people to come in who will vibe with you and vibe with others. You need pillars of the community. And when somebody comes in and they chat a lot, you should really respect, admire, and engage with that. Promote it so other people do the same. And then hopefully you get 3 or 4 people who are constantly in that chat, constantly engaging other people, and that's your community. That is what builds it. I think that's really important to understand, and a lot of people kind of miss this. They either don't care or they don't know how to create that, not create, should I say curate that.
Mo, you may not know this, but you are actually Metaverse DJ ready, like as you are.
Well,
So, go ahead.
it's funny you say that, because as I think I told you the other day, I've been looking and thinking about the VR side of things and more like, kind of metaverse style DJing. I really want to try it. I think it's an amazing experience to do, even if it doesn't work. But actually, I see a lot of potential in the space going forward. I think that space is actually growing, whereas, as I said, the Twitch space is kind of stagnant when it comes to viewers.
Yep, totally. Okay, so like just everything you were just saying, like kind of being able to engage with your crowd and like seeing and welcoming them to the stream. It's the same concept goes here in on the Central Land or in any other like virtual platform that you do perform on. Um and to tell you the truth, like I personally already have a location in mind for you to perform at whenever you're ready, or and already have a friend to introduce you to. Her name is Peng Poco. From the moment I enter your stream, I knew that kind of I felt like Dollhouse brought the same vibes or would complement the vibes that you bring to the table whenever you're performing.
Oh, I'd really appreciate that. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll get you in contact with her at some point, as well as like even some other friends. And yeah, kind of like how you mentioned that you were trying to get into these virtual worlds. What are some questions that you have for me? I'm pulling the Uno reverse card on you here.
I've been trying not to ask questions. I've been like, reminding myself it's an interview, right? It's really not natural for me. I like to go backwards and forwards. Yeah, I guess like what's the first question would be is like what's the thing that sets what how do you find like a good community versus a potentially bad one? And I guess you don't want to speak too much about the bad communities, but what do you look for when you look for a good kind of yeah, virtual world community?
I mean, I have to say that kind of, positivity and the want to support other people, like that is what is most important. Like, just being around people that are building themselves while you build, and and having those individuals around you to say, to give you that feedback and help push you forward, um is kind of like very, very important, like to me. And this is me kind of speaking through kind of the community building Decentraland Discord. I am one of the co-founders of that Discord, and it's kind of become a place where community members come jump in, and whatever it may be that they're doing. Like, some of us are fucking off, others are working and like building some cool 3D models or making some sick animations or music, whatever it may be, and then kind of like uh bringing it all together and having that person be like, hey, what do you think about this? Or like, even have a space to be able to share with people, like, an idea that you may have that you want to push
It
forward.
makes sense. Yeah. Uh, I guess it's funny, really, because I guess the virtual world is not much different from the real world.
Not at all, not at all. The difference is that we can all get together, being across like the globe, we could all get together in one place.
Yeah. And so I mean the it's a bit of a cliche to say these days, isn't it? But that's the amazing thing about the internet. And that's one thing I'm super. It blows my mind every day. I can hop on in Japan, turn my PC on, and I'm instantly connected with uh, lots of people around the world that want to listen to music together. That's yeah, it's the dream, really.
It is. And it's I would say kind of like the hard part is finding the like-minded individuals, um that just want to create, the ones that know and understand community, and know that like kind of like ego is not the way to go. Like, it's not a me thing, it's a we thing. It's us.
Yeah, yeah,
um and kind of like, here in Decentraland, it's the community is kind of like, it has that we have that focus of like, we want to make Decentraland better, we want to make the people around us that are building in the space better, as well as even Web3. Like, it doesn't just only fall to Decentraland, it goes far beyond the.
yeah. I get you. I feel you. That's yeah. I think that's definitely the right way to go. I go circling back to it, as we said before. I think community is the most important thing when it comes to these kind of spaces. Um, and I think when I think about possibilities that are out there, would it be amazing to play on like main stage of Tomorrowland? Yeah, of course. Like if anybody asked me to do that, I would be like, yeah, well, yeah. I'm not going to say no. But is this something that I actively want to build towards myself? No, not all. Like there's a lot of there's the road there is not my type of road. Do you understand? I I want to build something that, or I want to help build something that's more about a community and more,
Mhm.
um, yeah, a shared experience rather than just me on the stage.
I love everything that you have said. So, Okay, it looks like we have about 2 more minutes left in this space. Do want to respect everyone's time. Um, I guess it's a good time to start winding down. What do you have anyone you would like to shout out, or where could we find any of your work, or where are you active on? How can someone contact you if they really love your sets and want to have you perform somewhere?
You said there's a link tree. You've pinned the link tree to this, right?
Wow, I wasn't smart enough to pin the actual link tree. I pinned a
That's
whole bunch of
okay.
your links, but not the actual.
That's okay. Well, I trust you've got them all. Yeah, I just check out that, guys, if you want to. One thing that's all about me is that I love teaching. It's my day job, teaching English. Um, but I really want to start getting into more teaching DJing or streaming or some kind of creative outlet like this. I want to get more into spreading that knowledge. So if anyone wants any advice at all, like if you're just starting a stream or you're just starting to DJ or you would like to get into either of them, please DM me. I love it. I love spreading that advice. You can take it or leave it, but I love giving it.
Yes, I mean, oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I think I've got an AC on. I think that's like engaging the mic. Sorry.
No, no worries. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's important that this world has the teachers out there, the ones that want to show others how to do a particular thing. As I mentioned, you are always more than welcome, like with our Decentraland community. If you ever want to bounce ideas, even like make a show on just educating on like DJing and stuff like that. Like I'm sure that is a idea that a lot of us would be open to like supporting and even like helping out in any way that we can.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about how to set up kind of a tutoring side of my content. Again, work in progress, but that's definitely an area I want to explore. But for real, like if anyone wants to talk to me about anything at all, especially that stuff, then you can find me on Discord. Is probably the easiest way to grab me. Unfortunately, I'm not so active on Twitter, although that might change in the future. Discord, number one. Number two, if you want to just come chill with us, then Twitch. I'm live 4 days a week from, I believe, 8:30 p.m. EST, if I've done the time conversion right, for about 3 or 4 hours, depending on the day. And that is on a Sunday night, a Wednesday night, and a Thursday. No, wait. Sunday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. Time zones weird. For me, that's the day after. But yeah, come chill. The community would love to meet you all, and yeah, let's yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So I guess last question. What are you up to after this space? Are you gonna go live, or would you have some time to jump into Decentraland?
You could throw me the link to Decentraland, but I'm gonna, my schedule is, I'm supposed to be live right now, but I can definitely hop into the Discord and set that ball rolling, and I will be live on my end in about 10 minutes, I believe.
All right, sounds good. Then in that case, yeah, I guess let's wrap up, and I'll shoot you the raid that I currently there's 9 viewers here on Twitch for me, and I'll shoot you that raid over and get you started.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. It's been a different experience. I've not done any interviews like this before. But thank you so much for giving me the time and day.
We're all evolving here, and I hope this is just one part in the great evolution for Mo.
It's a wonder what I'm going to evolve into. I'm thinking Pokemon now.
Uh, all right. Well, thank you everyone for being here on week 19 of Music Matrix. I have so many more questions for Mo, but we'll have to get him back on the show later in the future. Right now, Stony Eye is hosting Mo Beats at coordinates -65, comma -37. Uh, Jump in, show some love for Stony. QXG, Brandon Manis, and Stony will be having a three-way beat making competition tonight for Mo Beats. So that's going to be very exciting. Thank you all for joining us this evening, and yeah, we'll see you back next week.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Take care, Mo.
Yeah, you too, mate. And I will see you soon, I'm sure. Shoot me those links over.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Bye, all. Thank you. Bye.
That was awesome. I love meeting new people.
And Sangam. And now in the metaverse. Energy Metaverse.